the purpose of EP2 Finland is to produce, develop and share high quality knowledge on how environmental conditions such as cold, heat and hypoxia can affect human performance, safety and health. While research is definitely a key focus area in EP2 Finland, just as important is making research-derived information accessible and usable for our target groups. And this brings us to our development and educational work. With today's excellent presentations on many important topics, it's easy to see that more high-quality research than ever before exists in environmental exercise physiology. At the same time, many of the coaches, athletes and practitioners might struggle with very practical questions. What matters the most? What can we possibly ignore? And how do we actually train and compete under different environmental conditions? This gap between the scientific knowledge and real-world application is the foundation where EP2 Finland's development and educational work exists. So, the key question is this: how do we bridge the gap between research and human performance in practice? Well, the gap is not often caused by the lack of science, but by the fact that research and practice speak different languages. Researchers and scientists work with methods and concepts that often may be unfamiliar with many of the practitioners. They may speak about dose responses or physiological mechanisms, while athletes, coaches live in a very different world. They want to improve real-life outcomes, improving performance and making daily training decisions. Every session, every athlete and every competition faces real-life constraints such as time, environment or logistics. And that is why they need guidance that is easily actionable and not abstract statistical nuance. Our answer is not a single product or format. We focus on developing and implementing information sharing strategies and practical tools that are all derived from high quality research. The key idea here is translation. We don't want to oversimplify science to the point where important ideas are lost. Rather, we want to reshape and adapt the information so it becomes meaningful to the people who actually need it. Different audiences may require different types of formats, and that's why our work is shared across multiple channels. A university student may want to get acquainted with the references or even the mechanisms behind ideas, while a coach may use a visual guide to aid planning trainings. An athlete may want something practical and simple that he or she can implement immediately. Articles, infographics, social media, lectures, and tools are all designed in a way that they serve the purpose. We ensure that science doesn't just exist in scientific journals, but also is implemented in action. Our articles are where depth and credibility exists. They allow us to explore topics in great detail and discuss mechanisms and clearly link practice back to the evidence. Articles are not necessarily meant for quick consumption, but they are meant to contain in-depth information on our key topics. This format is especially important for individuals who also want to understand the why behind the what. Our infographics serve a very different purpose. Here, the goal is speed and accessibility. Instead of full explanations, we highlight key concepts, relationships, and take-home messages. This format works particularly well as an entry point to our more deeper material. Our social media is about improving reach. It allows us to connect with diverse audiences and keep evidence-based topics visual over time. Importantly, the goal is not to replace other information sharing channels, but to raise interest and guide people toward more in-depth information. When used correctly, we believe it becomes a great gateway to our information. Live lectures are where education becomes truly interactive, and lectures allow us to tailor the focus to the audience and emphasize the key concepts that matter most within their own context. Rather than presenting isolated research findings, our lectures create a dialogue where effective learning is flowing both ways. While it is definitely important to teach the necessary knowledge in the classroom, I feel it's equally important to take the opportunity to learn from the practitioners themselves. What are their needs and how can we answer them? Our tools represent a shift from knowledge towards decision support. Their purpose is not just to add information, but to reduce cognitive load. Well-designed tools can help athletes, coaches, and experts make better decisions and get the most out of the available information. Finally, I want to highlight our upcoming heat guide, which brings together many of the elements I've discussed here. It is a comprehensive package that combines high-quality research, clear visual explanations, and practical recommendations. The guide begins from heat physiology and athletic performance in the heat towards heat acclimatization and heat stress mitigation strategies. We are trying to ensure peak performance and safety under heat stress. The guide is now in its end stage revisions. We are trying to make sure that the content is up to date, evidence-based, and ready for practical application. It is designed to support coaches, athletes, and practitioners to apply science confidently in the field, making informed decisions under heat stress. The main limitation for optimizing performance for extreme environments is rarely the lack of evidence. It is the challenge in turning that evidence into understandable information and action. EP2 Finland's development and education work exists exactly in that space, between research and practice. We create usable knowledge and try to effectively multiply its impact with our information sharing strategies. This is how we believe science becomes real-world performance. Thank you.